Okay, welcome back. We're looking in this episode for the compound interest formula, finding the principal. I'm moving camera a bit. I was noticing for the last ones that the lights are a bit harder to actually see through. So I've come over here where it's a bit darker. I apologise if you can hear the air conditioning or the guinea pigs, but it's cold. And they're running around. So let's go through this and see if we can decode this question and see if we can work out what we actually need to do. So I'm going to start off by writing my formula, as I always like to do, and you should always be doing. And of course, I'm in top. So it says here, an account ends up with a final balance of $7,000. Now, generally speaking, money would always be our principal, but if we look at the title of today's lesson, we're actually trying to find the principal. So I'm going to change tact here and realise, well, hang on, it says the final balance or the amount that's actually in the account. So this $7,000 is actually A. P, well, we don't know that, otherwise we wouldn't be doing this lesson. And of course, we've got Y plus R, so we need a rate. Well, it's not 5 years because years is generally this one, isn't it? So 4% per annum, it's going to be 4 over 100. And of course, our time period is 5 years. So now we've got to work out how we're going to find this particular value, don't we? Well, my personal opinion is always do as much as you possibly can. So I'm actually going to do this bit of the formula. So I'm going to go, can you see the calculator? Yeah, better. 1 plus 4 divided by 100 is equal to that, and then I'm going to raise that to the power of 5. Now, of course, you could do it just putting it all in the brackets, but I end up with 1.21. We'll go to 3 decimal places, and we'll make that a 7, because this 6, of course, would round this 6 up to a 7. Now, if we have a bit of a gander, let's see if that's the same if we just leave it in there. So those people who want to do it that way, and of course, due to mathematics being what it exactly is. So I'm going to times this by P, because remember there's a times sitting in here, and we've got our 7,000 that's sitting on this side. So we think about the linear algebra we did a long time ago. We were often presented with questions like this, and we need to remember, of course, that once again, just like in here, there's a little times that's put in there. So 2 times x is equal to 10. If we divide through both sides by 2, we're going to get 5. Now 2, because we wanted to get rid of this 2, remember it doesn't become 0. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times x is x. We've talked about this many times. Well, then we need to get rid of 1.217. So we're going to divide by 1.217 and divide this side by 1.217. So 1.217 divided by 1.217 is 1. 1 times p, of course, is p. So it doesn't just disappear. And then, of course, we've just got to take this $7,000 and divide it by 1.217. And we're going to get 5,751, sorry, 5,751.8. Just move this equals over, and then we've got an 8 here and a 4, so we're going to round that to a 5. Now, we notice the money's gone down. We expected that because, of course, this is after the investment of the $7,000. So if it had gone up, that would have been strange. We would have lost a significant amount of money. But that's it. Now, let's talk about whether you did this question. I'm hoping that you did. I hope you paused the video at the start and then went through and did the question yourself. You may have a slightly different answer here, and that is because of rounding. Okay, so remember, you may have gone 1.22, for instance, and then, of course, dividing that number by that is going to give you a different particular value. So just remember this, if you don't get, you will get very close to this number, but if you don't get the exact one, check your rounding. Okay, because if you haven't rounded the way I have in this question, then of course you're naturally going to get a different answer. Hope that was helpful. If you need to practice this further, there were examples in your booklet that you can go through. If we go back over it, pretty your question up. So do as much of it as you possibly can. And this is going to be important in the next 2 videos, which are going to be finding the rate and, of course, finding the time. So pretty it up as much as you possibly can. Don't forget your linear algebra skills, because that's basically what this question comes down to. And I hope this was helpful. Have a good weekend if you're studying, or if you're getting ready for exams. Yay.